of eco victories going the way of either team. And really, if there's one good thing we can say about the team here on the side of VIXIT is that they seem to be very proficient with their pistols, very precise.
Yeah, we even saw how they managed to turn around the eco, and I'm saying the eco because that was something really, really cool to see, like, because they didn't lose a single player and they like end up just getting all of the rifles. Vix did play against Levadia, the Estonian team, in this tournament on Inferno, and they won with a score of 16-4. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they decided to go for Inferno. So like they feel really comfortable on it. When it comes to Quantum Prodigy, they also won an Inferno once, but not. The score was not as impressive as what Wix had because they won in overtime with a score of 19-16. So if we're just looking at the statistics, Vix should be stronger in this up, especially since like they actually decided to pick it. But we can never know because they didn't play against the same teams. So we'll actually have to see what happens right now. But right now we're going on a tiny little pause. But in the meantime, yeah, Quantum Prodigy, they're going to start on the city side since Vix is the one who picked Inferno. But Inferno, I feel, is a little bit, just like a tiny, tiny bit T-side map. Just like a little bit, by maybe like a few percent. What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, I would definitely say that could be said for the majority of the maps right now, especially with the economy and how it works. And a map like Inferno, sure, it could definitely be the sort of map in which you get to see those 8-7, those 9-6 scorelines in the favor of the T side, and absolutely, we could definitely see a very close scoreline. This just seems to be the one map in which you could always expect that it's going to be the 8-7, the 9-6 scoreline, potentially in favor of the T side, but you could also see, the CD side, if they get a good start going, potentially having the majority of the rounds, the 9s, the 8s, and whatnot. But yeah, definitely I would agree with the notion that with the way the economy works, I feel like a lot of the sides, and Inferno as well, being somewhat more T-sided in that sense, though the defensive measures that a team can have on the CD side of Inferno can be quite deadly. But it also comes down to, relying quite often on your individuals, which is the one thing we saw from Quantum Prodigy on the CD side is that it can rely on two individuals in particular. That is, of course, Adex and Urson. Those two guys really stepping up there on that CD side when it mattered most. And I wonder if on the back of that stellar performance, we could actually see, a similar level of play on Inferno.
Yeah, indeed. I'm just thinking, if VIXIT win like Inferno, we'll go to Mirage, and when it comes to Mirage, I really have like no idea what to expect. I'm just like I'm going like a little bit ahead, but yeah, like so far we didn't see any ancient like in any of the cups that have been playing. There were like some games that were played on Ancient off stream, but for like you and me, we didn't get to cast any of that. I wonder what's causing the pause. I really hope like none of the players are having like internet issues because that's usually takes some time. But I mean the whole like whole series. I don't know. I'm sorry, Danny, I'm getting a little bit lost with all of the delays and stuff,
Yeah, there's definitely been some, technical issues here for the teams to resolve, but now, finally, we can see on the T side and Quantum Prodigy on the CT side.
The first thing I want to see is just like if Quantum Prodigy are going to stack on one side and if Vix will just go full on side. Vix are not rushing anything. They're waiting to gather maybe some information or maybe some little kills.
Few frags, but Maddie, first one contact, first kill goes the way of VIXIT. There's one response. response there's Electron, but now Halsey picking up the one on the second, allowing VIXIT to have control over the B-bomb site.
Yeah, when it comes to Prodigy, they had flashes, but they didn't have like most of those smokes that maybe would like stop the aggression from VIXIT. So like once the smokes were like in the coffins or like on the city side, the only way Quantum Prodigy could actually stop VIXIT was by getting the kills, but unfortunately it didn't work out for them. So VIXIT arrived to the B side, planted a bomb, have 4 players remaining, and it seems like it's going to be a first run for VIXIT.
And that's the one great thing, once he managed to eventually secure Dex, giving up a few good frags there at the very end. Like, his aim is still sharp, though his team did not win the round. But perhaps $2,000 for every single player instead of Quantum Prodigy. The Force Buy seems to be the obvious choice, and without much hesitation, absolutely get the Deagles out. A scout here for Dex because he managed to pick up 3 frags in the previous round, and let's see where this takes Quantum Prodigy.
I'm very realistic.
A victory going their way. So VIX, somewhat of a potential back and forth initially here. It is going to see where this takes them, as I can see an early nade also being thrown out here by Adex. Not really picking up anything, so to speak. Not a lot of damage, anything of the sort. VIXIT, though, looking for the early fights. Adex has to be quite careful about this one, but swings out wide to get the frag on Maddie. And even though initially good frags here for Quantum, they do lose 2 players. Sielma picking up 2 massive frags, and suddenly VIXIT can just book it to the A side.
They can come to the A side, but the problem is that the 2 players from VIXIT are actually separate, and there's Zadran and Epstein between them. So if he falls with his bomb, this will be a win for Quantum, but he needs to be really careful, fortunately, for VIXIT. Take the calls, and now there's only Samuel left. He gets a kill, but now Erson he knows the position of Samuel, gets a kill, and it's another round for Quantum Prodigy.
Another victory goes their way, and they pause by looks of things. Members of VIXIT, or what seems to be now a standard eco, not really going for any aggressive plays, but I do believe someone from the side of Quantum Prodigy did fell out of the server. Not really sure who it was, but it ended up being someone, just 4 players in the server for Quantum.
Yeah, like one of the players dropped it out, but luckily for them, they still won the round, and VIXIT didn't even get to plant a bomb. This is the reason why we see like this economical situation. Like for the last 2 rounds, there were no bombs. They won the first one with a plant. In the second one, they had a really good buy, but unfortunately, the plant went down. The third round happened the same thing. So like now they're forced to just run around with a tiny bit of utility, with no armor.
Fast plays all around, and that's going to be about it. Quantum Prodigy. Very easy cleanup.
It was really quick from VIXIT and from Quantum Prodigy, but now it will be a full buy against a full buy. Quantum Prodigy, they are going to keep those 2 SGs just to to stack some money for the upcoming rounds. Plus, you can still maybe try to farm a little bit more money since you get more like per kill. But right now, Quantum Prodigy decided to send like only 1 player towards the B side and second the C side. They're rotating 1 player the A side, but in the meantime, Mystic picks up Erson. That's a
X. This is amazing. This positioning is key, and it gives him the early frag with AK-47. But if he's gonna go into the frag, maybe even look for some other options elsewhere. Well, that's gonna be a great pick from Prodigy. It's safe for the bombs, and I think that's the right choice, especially if you're a guy holding the pin position. But VIXIT still has options. 50 seconds remain.
I really like how Alex didn't rush into getting the kill the moment like he saw his opponent. He actually checked if there's anyone else in second mid, and then he actually went for the kill. Because otherwise, maybe he would end up getting dumped. Didn't work out for him, but like still, it was a pretty good outcome. In the meantime, Vix on stacking people here in the A apartments, and unfortunately for Quantum Prodigy, there's only one player being ZRK who is on this side.
It's a good position. The Molotov doesn't affect him. He gets the one here on the tick. Goes before Matty goes down, so slows down the push just enough for Adron and Zaken to get in position. Adron being softened up, goes down to House again. Mystic doesn't plant the bomb. Oh, that's a good one from Zahen. Now the position for Housing. He's in the pit. Oh, the headshot I think connects, but Housing is more precise. He will secure the victory here for VIXIT. The clutch goes their way initially for some big issues.
So even there, he was the only one on side. He managed to stop like this push for this for a little bit until like his teammates joined in. Unfortunately for Edwin, he had an SMG, so he didn't really. In the banana, but again, one Prodigy are not second players in the B side. They have only Erson.
Numbers here of VIXIT.
No, actually, no, it's supposed to, sorry. On the minimap, you cannot see it's actually with 10. Because I was like, where's number one? Where's that? He's going underneath helping out the coast.
Right now there is an ongoing boost. Members of the Prodigy do have the two members over the B bomb side just already waiting for the push to come in. Members of Banana there for VIXIT. But they're just going to use this approach. The double peek is there. Here he gets one. And Smokey does slow down the advancement. Adron completely close by the smoke, and he's going to be stuck around the position. He almost gets himself too, but Dex missing a shot. Uncanny for him. And VIXIT, they get the bomb down.
They get the bomb down, and the remaining players of the Quantum Prodigy were like on the A side. Now they're rushing through Banana. They will try to do as much as they can. They still have a smoke. They will try to go for it because if you like first check, they'll probably have to go for the fights because even like if they put a smoke, Vix know where the bomb is planted. But in the meantime, Siema lost HP. House it was so close to getting a double kill, but now I can actually go for the confuse. It's going to be a full one-two. And he gets to save the ult. It's really fun to Prodigy.
Okay, now good response here from Quantum Prodigy, but VIXIT, even though they get the bomb plant, it's a bit of a shame that it's still not enough to get a proper investment going. Deagles all throughout 5 members with the Deagles, so at least that gives them some firepower. Not a lot though, but you have seen in the past, numbers like Maddie are very precise. Fatigue and Quantum Prodigy looks like not having the same level of confidence as in some of the previous rounds, though we do see a Dex still lingering about in the middle with a sniper rifle. DRK is somewhat holding his back to help him out, and well, a Dex, a good start, still holds the line, and Maddie's Deagle gets one. Oh, this is dangerous. He comes out to his feet at just the wrong time. And considering this was, once again, just a simply go VIXIT inflicting loads of damage.
You guys inflict lots of damage, and Quantum lost lost some of the vitals. Left to play for VIXIT now, like they actually go for a full buy. They can't yet afford themselves an op, but the upcoming round is like really important. They wanna get the plant. It's not in everyone like in many rounds they were just getting denied even that, even the plant. We didn't see like too maybe super aggressive plays in the banana, but the moment when I said that's actually what we're doing. And they're losing 2 maybe even 3. Yeah, Ahan gets 3 players. Maybe it's not something that should be doing. This was such a good like quick round.
Yeah.
I think that the only time like when the mix went like super aggressive early on in the banana was second round when they had like a superior bar in comparison to Quantum Prodigy and they lost it. And again, right now there was like I mean it was like full buy full against full buy, but yeah, like that banana aggression didn't work out for them.
Yeah, the banana aggression is not really enough to fix it. Rounds kept on forcing the early banana control. This time though the pistol is having a difficult time, but I'm quite surprised to know that Quantum Prodigy are, more than willing to find for certain aim duels, not even exist a potential surrender or a fast style or a simple, slow style of play. Guns blazing. Let's get this run over with. It's 7-2. Quantum Prodigy very much in the lead, and VIXIT will tactical timeouts or anything of the sort.
You know what the team yeah, right now like we can even see like by the vibe are having like having a way better things. The mix doesn't feel like going aggressive anymore. So they go into the apartments, but eventually pushing their being wide addicts. They're realistic, but that is hard to join them. Someone manages to get revenge, but in time also loses his life. Now 2 players remaining. Mixed.
Yeah. Position. Or some tension. Come in. That's going to be nice. Little bit here from Tick. Quite the unnecessary peek here from CRK. Hey, that is again quite unnecessary, but points are employed. So it is going to be 8-2. That's Quantum Prodigy looking very solid 8 rounds already going through. Remember, the previous round was an investment here from VIXIT, and this time though, back on pistols.
It was an
chance. One thing we could expect here from VIXIT if they try to go for some of the more faster style of play. Out of control seems to be on the agenda. So already know the void button will be anything or any control for that matter. We could see some Spartan's presence in VIXIT. The members of Prodigy not really contemplating holding that position. But next, let's keep a close eye on things with the
There's always one side. Today, there was a little bit of chaos in the decks. Kept low initially and then like a little bit more. And now, it's like a little bit chaotic because like now it's like just 1-2, but Earth keeps on getting those beautiful kills. Now it's a one against man. The question is like if he will stay. Yeah, there's nothing he can really pick up.
Lots of Maddie now being 1v400 since got the angle and well, that will be the victory for Quantum Prodigy even this one. Well, I have to admit this was a very hectic round. The members of Quantum Prodigy, even though getting 2 fans up in the middle, saw how quickly that got demolished by VIXIT. Not really standing much of a chance there in middle, and again, the one difference maker, it has to be Ursa, and that push that came in from Banana changed it all up. The AWP coming in clutch, very end, carrying the clutch to 1v1. So Ursa, absolutely stellar performance. And as someone thinking, it does feel like the seaside is where the members of Quantum Prodigy can really perform. But now, this early frags, they go the way of VIXIT, and Zig's gonna move in. That's another one. Maybe that's the end of Quantum Prodigy in round number 14.
Maybe this time Vix will be able to go banana to this B side because so far like it was not easy for them. Getting Urson is something that they really wanted. Now Vix gets the skill, and now there's only one member of Quantum Prodigy remaining. He is rushing this side as quick as possible, but there's a smoke side like not much he can do. He can like maybe spray, but like maybe he doesn't want to show his position because right now he can be either on the city side or he can be in the coffins. He gets a kill, but then there's a change and it's going to be attention. This will be the last round. So in any scenario, it has been a really good half of one approaching 10-5, 11-2. But yeah, again, like 2 maps in a row in the first half, they are not having easy time.
Yeah, the members of VIXIT, so to speak. As for Quantum Prodigy, well, this round is definitely not going to be easy for them if they want to trade on securing it. That's what they've gone right now. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, really. You can't see someone out of control for the members of VIXIT, but finding any success just